Alright, hello and welcome in this 95 exit no cape tutorial. This tutorial is for advanced players, and today we're gonna talk about Star World, which is like for me the second split of the game. For most people, is the third split of the game, and this is one of the most boring split in the category. Unfortunately, we have to go through it pretty early because we want to reach special world early because this has the hardest levels in the game, and this has a lot of advantages. If you want more details about the spirit of the routing, I suggest you watch the routing video that I already made. So this video is the previous video. In the previous video, we talked about Yoshi's Island and Donut Lane, and Star World is you can access Star World after beating the Boo boss in Donut Secret House. So you're done with Donut Secret House. 99% of the time, you're gonna be small out of DSH. There is a possibility that you have fire, but I'm not gonna cover that since it's really unlikely anyway. So you enter Star World. Star World structure is a bit special. You have 5 levels. Each levels have 2 exits. They all have 2 exits, and most of them have a useless exit. One that leads to either force backtracking, and one that leads to that helps move forward in Star Wars. So we're not gonna complete every single exit during this trip of Star Wars because of power up and resource management. We're gonna complete everything but 2 exits. The exits we're not gonna complete is Star Wars 2 normal exit because we're gonna get the Blue Yoshi on the way back after Vaniadom, and the Star Wars 3 normal exit that will help us for having a power up in our inventory, so we can feed that Blue Yoshi. So those are the 2 exits we're gonna leave behind. So when you enter Star World, the first thing you do is you want to complete Star World 1. We want to complete Star World 1 normal exit, which means that we have to dig entirely. Well, let's start. So this level, there's not much to say about this level besides like you have to learn the routing. So you have to watch somebody do it, and then you have to learn how to dig and where to dig properly. The way I'm doing it, I think, is the fastest way to complete it. Hopefully I don't mess up. I already messed up, but this is the kind of thing you don't want. This is how you lose time in Star Wars 1. It's you dig like extra blocks. So you want to avoid that at all costs. Well, usually the time loss is not big, but still, it's kind of annoying to lose time in this level. This is what it looks like. I think I touched like 2 extra blocks here, and you're done with it. So I'm gonna go through it again quickly because there is one part I want you to be careful. So here you dig. So here is just you learning the route. Okay, no extra blocks. And hop. Okay, you go here. So here you have to like. I use the background to try to adjust here. I feel like you just have to find your own way to dig in this exact spot and continue level. So here's the part that I want you to be careful of. This guy here, you want to kill it. If you somehow miss, like here, then you cannot continue. Alright? So if you take damage with this route, runs over. Like, you have to die and retry, but honestly at this point it's better to reset. If you're in a race and you're too afraid, then you can collect this star like that. It's kind of slow, but at least you don't die. At least you're sure to not be forced to die. But honestly, it's very easy to not take damage. So that's the main problem with this route in Star Wars. Oh, so if you're too afraid, take the star. And but it should not be too bad. Like, you're gonna get used to everything. So optimally, you want usually if you see a 53 pipe entry on the clock, then you can be satisfied. I think one of my friends got a 54 once, I think, and it's pretty good. So if you see in 53 entering this pipe, you can be happy. I'm happy with 53. If you see lower, then it means that usually you dig more blocks, or you were very sloppy in your movements. So there we go. So that's Star World 1. Normal exit. The normal exit just give us like this path, so you just go back, and you unlock nothing. So you have to go back in, and then perform the secret exit. Again, secret exit is very straightforward. I messed up. Just find like your good visual cue to dig. I use the background, but it's pretty difficult to aim sometimes. There we go. This is what I use, like here. You see that black thing on the background here? This is where I know I have to dig in this spot. Oh man. Unfortunately, I just exited the level. So we can do it again. There you go. So I know I have to dig here. And you just go down and then grab the key hole. You want to see 85 on the clock. So here, you kind of have to do a turn back a bit. You can either do a turn back. I like to duck because it's easier for me to go through this gap. And then you dig at the right spot. Up, and then you dig here again. Until you get the key. Until you get to the key. Here, you have like two ways to get to the key. You can just like Alt X and then press right like that, or if you can also like press nothing and then when you get on the key, press quickly right and then grab the key. So here you're directly inside the keyhole. Sometimes when you do like that, well, it's working here, but sometimes you're just gonna Mario is gonna spin on the key and then you're not gonna trigger the keyhole immediately. So here it happened immediately, but it's possible that it doesn't happen immediately. So the countermeasure is to actually not press X, land the key and up, press X after. So you land on the key, press left and then press X. Or Y, it's the same thing. I say X because I use standard grip for the stone. So this is Star Wars 1, normal and secret. And there is something interesting that just happened. When you get into Star Wars 1, you get a free mushroom. This level cannot be completed, it's small. And we're gonna use it actually at our advantage. Like I said in the routing video, Blue Yoshi is a very important item, a very important sprite in the game, in this category since we don't have access to Cape. So the good thing is, when you go through Star Wars 1, you get a mushroom, and because we go through Star Wars 1 twice, we get 2 mushrooms. Which means that when we're gonna enter Star Wars 2, we're gonna have a mushroom in our inventory box and we're gonna be big. So that's a great situation. So now it's a water level. You see a Yoshi egg here. If you get close to the Yoshi egg, then you'll have baby Yoshi, baby blue Yoshi in your hand. In water levels, of course, but it's advanced level tutorial, so you're aware that item swim is faster than normal swimming, so you want to grab that blue Yoshi and then just swim through the level. So my thing for the early here is I swim 3 times, 1, 2, 3, tap down, eat this fish, alright? So that's the first part of the level. Tack, 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 tap down, there we go. So optimally you don't want to touch the ground, but sometimes you do and it's not that big of a deal. For the rest, when I pass those fishes I try to go down. Okay, so tack, 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 press down, tack, I'm gonna put save state. Dun, 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 dun. And this is where I have to think about going down. Not entirely, but just on top of the screen like that. And when you see those guys here, like reverse C shape, is where you want to go down. So up, I start going down, I stay on top of the screen, and when I see those guys right here, I have to go down. Alright? So you have to pay attention because let's say you forget. It happens to me a couple of times, and then you forget to go down. Then you'll face this weird situation where those guys will block you, and it's kind of annoying. And then it's gonna be very slow to go down here because you want the key exit here. So just pay attention. This is very easy. All right, those guys. And tack, you go down because I've seen the green fishes. Alright, so it's not too hard. So now you want to feed this guy. And we want to do it fast. We have two ways. I'm gonna show the easy way. The easy way is, and it's slower, is just to drop the mushroom when you bonk this wall, feed him like that, and grab the key. Alright, I'm gonna redo it again. Bonk the wall, tack. Drop the mushroom. When the mushroom is aligned with the ceiling, tack, tack, you feed Yoshi, and then you eat the key. That's a bit slower because you see the mushroom is really high on top, so you kind of want to drop it as soon as possible if you want to go fast. The way I just show here is like the most consistent, it's the easiest way to do it. But it's a tiny bit slower, so we want to be a bit faster. What we're gonna do is we're gonna want to drop the mushroom like right here, feed the Yoshi and go down. And then we get a 59 here. Alright? So my visual cue is actually this spot here. This is where I drop it. So where I am right now, and you have to count the tiles, like you have to count the I don't know how to say it in English. And this is where my English betrays me. Yeah, you see like those mark on the ceiling here where Mario is, and you just have to find the right one. The one I am right now, this is the one I use as a cue. You see, exactly here, where Mario's forehead here, and this is where I drop the mushroom. So I'm gonna do it. Tack. Feed Yoshi, turn back, tack, grab the key. Oops, that was not well executed. That's too far. That was too early. There we go, that was fast. There we go, 59. Wow. So you can easily get used to that. It's not difficult. Sometimes I kill run to this. It's pretty funny when that happens. In terms of grips, I don't have a cam, but I'm gonna explain what I'm doing. So what I do is, when you're swimming here, for example, I'm pressing left with my thumb, and I have my right thumb that is on white, okay? The thing is, I want to press select, you see? It's not very comfortable. So what I use is, I use my left index, kind of claw gripping the select button. So I have my thumb on right now, and I press select with my index. So hop, and then you go hop. So hop. It was a bit sloppy here, so it's gonna be 58, but yeah, there we go. So depending on the day, sometimes you'll be sharper and you get good time, sometimes you'll be a bit more sloppy, you get a slower time. This is what I go for here. And that's pretty much it. Just one thing you have to be careful, I forgot to mention, this is very important. When you do this strat, for example, if you don't turn back at the right time and Yoshi starts growing in the wall, the run's over. The run's over. You cannot continue because Yoshi is gonna get stuck in the wall here. And it's gonna make fun of you for how many Yoshis you actually killed. So this is Yoshi's revenge. And I actually gave up on this strat for a while because of that. And I waited until I was actually an expert speedrunner to go for this strat. There's something that cannot happen with the right wall strat that I showed you earlier. And there you go. Just be careful of that. You want to turn back. Just after eating the mushroom, you want to turn back, or else Yoshi will be stuck in the wall. Alright. Time you want to see on the clock is 59, but if you see a 58, we're not gonna cry over that. This is pretty good. So only key exit here. We're gonna get Blue Yoshi again on our next trip in Star Wars, which is gonna be the video on a bridge area, which is in a bit. We have a lot of split to go through before being in bridge area. So you move on. When you get the key exit, you get there automatically, and you press right. Go to Star Wars 3. Star Wars 3, like I said, we're gonna skip the normal exit, not do it now because of power up management. And we want to go to secret, we want to get to the key exit. This exit has RNG, in the sense that this guy, the Lucky 2, here, can drop or not. I think he dropped Spinies on global timer, so you have no control over that. Which means that sometimes then he's gonna avoid your shoot. So here, for example, I grab the blue block and kill them. Okay? But sometimes he's gonna shoot a block or a spiny, and you're gonna throw a blue block at him, and it's not gonna kill him. So he has like some kind of like invincibility frames when he's throwing a spiny. So when that happens, it's kind of annoying. You lose time. You're guaranteed to lose time when that happens, and it's just unlucky. So I'm gonna explain first the main movement in this level. So what I do: drop off Yoshi, kill. Ah, he parried me. Perfect. That's perfect. So I got bad energy. Tack. What I do is I trigger the silver P-switch. Oh, did I kill him? Well, that's unlucky. He despawned. Oh, I killed him, so... Okay, tack. This is how you do it. Attack, drop. So I start the level with right press and X. Dismount Yoshi, throw the block, so... Tack, tack. And then we just mount the cloud, alright? So this is a movement you have to get used to. This is actually pretty tricky overall. I want to say it's one of the hardest levels in this split, if not the hardest. And the rest are pretty straightforward. There you go. So that's like, I think, the fastest way to do this level. Or one of the, or at least it's on the faster side. If you do it well, you're supposed to have a IF 86. Usually I'm happy when I see that. Grab the key and then there we go. I'm pretty okay with that time. So let me reload the room until we get a parry. Okay, you parried us. So what I do here, usually is I like to do is to trigger the P-switch. So it's not like we're not taking damage. If we take damage, it's actually kind of annoying. Entering special world small is not very good. For me, entering special world small is runs over. I'd rather reset. So because we have to get fire flowers later to perform a really hard trick, and we need to be big entering special. So taking damage, this is the place where you're most likely to take damage. And I feel like triggering the P-switch, the silver P-switch, if you want to continue run at all costs, is the best option here, instead of like just facing 7 billion spinies on the ground. So let me reload if I can get the... No, give me a good pattern. Give me a good pattern again. Again. A good pattern. Good pattern. Dude, I'm really lucky right now. I just want to try to get a bad pattern so I can show you guys what I do in terms of it when I get a bad pattern. And I still... I'm really lucky right now. Okay, there we go. So trigger, I missed the P-switch, but... And then you want to kill him, but... So if you cannot reach the cloud, like sometimes it's gonna be a bit too high, you can just like up, get the cloud, get Yoshi, get in the cloud. So everything like this is very slow, and you cry every time that happens, by the way, but... this is... If you really want to continue the run, this is what I would do. But in any case, like every time you get bad energy in this level, it's really sad. There's something you can do though. Is like, with this strat, after you throw the first block, because I switch grip from X to Y and B, sometimes I grab another blue block and I can try to kill him on his way back. But it's kind of risky because it happens to me a lot of time that I killed him off screen and the cloud isn't accessible. If the cloud isn't accessible, then you cannot really... you have to wait until the cloud despawn and then the guy respawn. And it's too big of a time loss. So... that's it for there it is, he respawned, yeah. So... that's pretty much it for this level. Just, you have to get used to the strat. And if you get bad RNG, then you have to try to survive as well as you can. Not take damage, it would be better. And yeah, just say the game is a bad game and then move on. Alright, I'm gonna redo it again. Full level. Like it you dead. I didn't really cover this part of the level. I should do it actually. Alright, we're gonna cover the key grab. So what I do is jump off the cloud, trigger this block, Y and B to grab the key at the same time and jump. So when you press Y and B, you jump and Yoshi's like sticking his tongue out. So tac tac, trigger the block, YB, jump, jump, and then we are inside the keyhole. So that's pretty much it for this level. This is a really frustrating level. Especially at advanced level where every second matters. And it's not uncommon that I lose 5 seconds in this level. Just because you get bad RNG. Or sometimes you just mess up. And it's a very lame level to lose time in, but it happens. You have to get used to that. This is just an introduction, I guess, to SMW RNG. It's okay, like, we have RNG in this run, but it's nothing like SMB3. It's manageable here. So here you get the key exit, you're done. You go towards Star World 4. Star World 4 is like another exit where another level where we're gonna complete both exits. We have no interest in going back here anyway, after that, so... It's pretty straightforward level, but there is a tech that is important in 95 No Cape in my opinion, and that we're gonna introduce in this level because it's the first time we're gonna use it. So first of all, in this level, I'm gonna perform this level normally first, so you can see how I do it. Tac, tac. Alright. Alright, here's the tech I want you to know about. It's this. Tac, tac. So when you eat a shell with Yoshi, Yoshi is gonna swallow it after a while. I don't remember how many frames it is. It's quite long, but it's not infinite. And when we do that, maybe I should like show it. There you go. So I'm just gonna show what happens if you don't refresh the shell. Yoshi is gonna swallow it after a while. Nice backward flying. Alright. There you go. You see it starts swallowing the shell and then you lose the wings. So you lose your ability to fly unless you eat another shell. So the way to fight that is if you have P-Speed. Alright. I'm gonna talk about the early part of the level after. When you have speed like that, P-Speed, you can, with a really simple set of inputs, refresh the shell timer by like spinning out and then re-eating the shell. So how do you do it? So in this level I wait around 81 timer if I don't mess up the early part of the level. So after if I'm around 81 for example, then I do the trick. So how do you do it? So tac. You see how I oscillate with Yoshi here? So when I go up is when I'm gonna spit. So tac, you go up, you spit, and then you repress, and you re-eat the shell. So go up, spit, so up spit, and tongue again. So up spit, tongue, up spit, tongue. So it's BY Y, BY Y, BY Y. Okay, that's the rhythm you want. Why I'm actually talking about this trick, it's because this is actually one of the most important trick I think in this category. Because we're gonna use it a lot. It makes your life easier. Can this be avoided? Yes. but I think it's very useful to know, especially for an advanced player. I think even a beginner can learn this trick, it's very easy. YB, Y. There you go. And then we refresh the timer and we can continue. Okay? So, you can practice it, just fly in the air in this level and then do it multiple times. And then you can do it like a lot of time. You just have to find an area where... So the thing with this trick obviously is you're gonna drop down a bit until you re-grab the shell. So if you want to find a good spot to do it, or if you reroute one of the levels because you don't like the way I do it or the way other players do it, just keep in mind that if you do this trick, you're gonna drop down a bit. So you don't really want to have like tiny platforms where you're gonna lose speed or like drop down and then you have a wall in front of you and you don't really know what to do after that. But just try to find a good space. That's the problem. This trick is you need like space, a tiny bit of pretty big space to actually perform it without being interrupted. So that's all I have to say. Yeah, the first exit. So let's go back to talking about Star Wars 4 in general. The first exit we're gonna get is the normal exit. The normal exit just is the useless exit, kinda. It's just the one that leads backwards. And we're just gonna get that one first, because it's more optimal. So the early part of the level is just gaining P-speed and doing a jump here, okay? So this is similar to the kind like box jump or the kind of jump you have like in YI3. If you're really not comfortable with this part, which I can understand sometimes, like you can go late and that happens. If you're really afraid of that, you can just like build P on the top platform and then perform the early part of this level the same way. Alright, but I got used to the fast way, so I do that. Jump off the cement block. And you want to hit this guy here. So it's very easy, because after a jump off this platform, you're gonna land here. You just have to press Y, you hit the guy. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Tack, 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 tack. So what I do after this is 2 B presses. So hop, hop, hop. 1, 2, and I spit. Which give me like a tiny I land on this platform, and that's gonna give me a tiny boost because this platform is moving toward the right. And after I got this tiny boost, I'm just gonna do a medium jump. So tack, tack, medium jump, and then you hit this shell. You're gonna land exactly where you need. So tack, tack. So up. So you can either do a medium jump like that. You can re-grab if you want. Just try to not overshoot it, because if you overshoot it, you're gonna land on the second platform instead of the third, and then that can happen. So you have to do a turn back here. If you land on the second platform, just be aware of that. So if your jump is not too big, if you undershoot it, you land at the bottom here. It's kind of annoying too, because you don't have a guy waiting for you. So just try to find like the right input for you. For me, it's just a medium jump. Hop. And then here, I hit this guy. And then because we want to get normal exit, we just fly. 81, we perform the trick to refresh the shell. It's 81, 80, everything is good. Yeah. And then you just fly over the level. One thing I'm not gonna talk about too much, because I'm gonna let players do what they want with that. I'm not a big fan of it, that's why I don't really want to speak too much about it. As you can see, when I like fly right now, my speed oscillates between 47 and 49. It's running speed. This SMW only updates speed if you press the direction, which means that if I release my D-pad, if press the direction is left or right. If you press left or right. If I release my D-pad, then the speed will not oscillate anymore, and I'll have a fixed value. So if by miracle I get like 49, then I'll be faster than the normal speed, the normal running speed. I'll be faster releasing the D-pad if I get like 49. The thing is, you have like no guarantee to get it, so it's not very... It would actually save quite a bit of time if you were guaranteed to get 49 in every single flyover in this category. But because you're not guaranteed, usually we don't even bother doing it. So this was normal exit. And I think it's probably the last time I'm gonna talk about 49 locks. Just like be aware that it exists. If you want to just like sometimes do it. I don't know, you have a bad split and you just want to pray that you will save time, then you can do it. But usually I go for it sometimes, but it's not consistent. I just like sometimes I just forget about it and don't go for it. So that was normal exit. Now we have to get the key exit. The beginning of the level is actually the same. Tack, 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 up, medium jump, tack, and there we go. Instead of flying up, we're gonna fly down. Okay, that's pretty much, that's all. So then we're gonna get close to an area with switch. So when you have the switch activated, the red and the green switch activated, then you can just like fly there and split the shell. But unfortunately, we're going to Star Wars very early, so this is not there. So what do? Is we're gonna trigger the key block under. Tack, hit the key, get the keyhole. Alright? It's pretty easy, just have to get used to it. Keyboard under, tack, tack. You can get 71 like that. So for those familiar with 11 exit no cape, we need to keep Blue Yoshi. So we're not doing that. That is bad. We want to keep Blue Yoshi. Keyhole under. Don't forget to press up when you try to read the key. To hit the key. Don't split the blue shell too early either. So up, up. So you press up to be able to reach. There you go. Can you even reach if you don't press up? Yeah, it's kind of, you could do something like that, but I guess it's kind of annoying. It's better to press up. Up. Because when you press up, like Yoshi will stick his tongue higher. Like, this is when I press up. This is when I don't press up. You see that Yoshi stick his tongue down. But if I press up, Yoshi's gonna stay up here. And because the key is exactly at this position, you want to press up, basically. Up, up, and up. You can get 71 again. It's possible. It's kind of tight in the splitting the blue shell and hitting the key, but you can get it. And there is a secret strat in this level. I'm gonna talk about it really quick, but this is, please don't go for it. This is really... you're most likely gonna kill your run to that, but you can like trigger the key block like that. Instead of doing it under, you can trigger it like that and get the 72. But not sure if I want to cover that because this is kind of a, that save a tiny bit of time, but it's probably the fastest way you can do this level without the switches. But at the same time, you're most likely gonna kill your run to that anyway. So usually if you go for like a 125, you don't need to worry about strats like that. The category is long enough, you can just hit the key block under, stick the tongue with pressing up, and then get the keyhole and get out of Star Wars 4. I mentioned this split being like kind of boring, and I feel like you just want to go through it. Try to lose minimum time rather than being optimal. Just like try to not lose too much time. Sometimes you get an unlucky Star Wars 3, but that's pretty much it. And get to special. You want to get to special. You want an attempt at special world. And because this is where the money is. You have a few places in this run where the money is, and special is one of them. You want to get to special. Special is if you go for all the art tricks, the hardest split in the game. It's an 8 level gauntlet. All of them are hard. There's no... Even the easy level can like... Easy levels, they have RNG. So... this is hard. So we're gonna talk about it later. Right now we just beat key exit in Star Wars 4, so we move on here, you press left, you get to Star Wars 5. We're gonna get the normal goal first. The key goal, the key exit give us like, leads to special world, and then the normal goal leads to the first Star Wars, the first one we encountered in this category. So For the first goalpost, there's nothing to say. So I'm just gonna cover, this is what it looks like to do it. So now we're gonna cover how you do it. So you just have to press right. Attack. Around here you want to jump. So at the end of the, so 1, 2, 3. At the end of this platform you want to jump on the green Koopa. Okay. So tack, 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 tack. Green Koopa. Tiny jump and you just like bop him. You don't press jump out of the green Koopa. Tack. And then you eat this guy. And then you fly. So I'm gonna show it again. Small jump, tack, hop. Don't forget to press up when you eat the red Koopa. So it's possible to eat the red Koopa without pressing up. But sometimes you can miss it if you don't press up. And then it's kind of a disaster if you miss it like that. So if you press up, you're guaranteed to hit it. So up right, tack, I hit, up, and I fly. Alright. Tack, tack, up, and we fly. So because we get normal goal, you can just spam B, fly off screen. There's nothing that's gonna stop you here. Usually when I get to a 7 block, I just release everything, press right. When I get to this spot right here, when the text block, when the item box is at the same level as the key, I press 1 time B. So, tack, and when I see Yoshi again, I press 1 time B again, and then you reach the goal. The reason why you want to do that is because if you jump, like if you go too early or like, you gotta be careful. You don't want to grab the gold tape. That causes lag, and having score is kind of annoying in this category, and I'll explain it later. Because we have some strats that actually leads to pretty much you collecting the gold tape. And I feel like you don't want to score that is too high in this category until you reach Chocolate Island anyway. So, bonus stars, not score. So what I do to be guaranteed to not grab it is keyhole, tack, 1 press, you see Yoshi, and when you see Yoshi again, 1 press. And then you collect the gold without grabbing the tape. If by mistake you speed the goal, if you do a full jump, this is what happened. So it would be better if you don't speed the shell. If you do, then maybe you can try to like aim for this platform, but I don't really like it. You could do that. So same visual cue here, jump, regrab, and then you can reach this platform. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it adds complexity to a level that doesn't need it. This level doesn't need anything complex. You just need to go through it with a 67 time. There's no way you lose time in this level. There's no way you should lose time in this level. So just learn those movements. It's very easy, comfy. There's nothing to think about. You can even think about what you're gonna have for lunch during this long walk here. That's great. This is a part of the level where you can just disconnect your mind until you reach that keyhole and perform what we just did. Alright? So, kind of a boring exit, but you see there is, even on the boring exit, you have like small details that can make your life easier. And that's actually why I'm doing this video, the video tutorials. Is because I can explain those things, the things that go through my mind when I run this, and hopefully that can help people. Alright, so when you get normal exit, tack, you get there, and now we're gonna perform the key, we're gonna grab the key. The introduction of this level is the same as the normal exit, so tack, third platform, bop, press up, hit the guy. Alright, so instead of flying off screen, we're gonna fly like around this height. Tack, tack. And then you're gonna start seeing those blocks here. And when you see that green pipe, it means that you have to go. So this green pipe here, so when you start seeing blue blocks, you gotta be focused because this hole is gonna come soon. And when you see the green pipe, it means you have to go. So green pipe, you have to go, tack, 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 spit, grab the key, and up, grab the key hole. So this is what I do, tack, spit, grab key, up. It's actually pretty hard to explain. Because you want to speed there, so you speed the shell around here. You turn back, grab the key, and then go to the keyhole. You redo it again. So above the key, I speed, tack, turn back, grab the key. and then go to the keyhole. It's kind of input intensive when you think about this level, when you think about it. But you can get it. You can get it to work. Okay, I messed up. If you see a 69 on the clock, then you did a good job. There you go. I don't think I have more advice to that for that though. Let me see if there is something interesting that I can say. I'm not even like pressing up, I think. Yeah, I'm not even pressing up. There you go. So, I think that the only thing you have to understand is you stick your tongue when you reach here and then you jump. So that's the movement you have to understand. So from here, it's sticking the tongue, jump and go to the keyhole. So you have to practice that. Stick tongue, tack. Sometimes you're gonna actually grab on your way down and that's great. And if you press a bit later, you can do that too. So it's up to you. And it's up also to the, like, just the execution in general. There you go. But I think most of the time I'm actually gonna grab it on my way up instead of my way down, but both can happen. Then you get key exit and you reach this warp that leads to a special world. I don't think I have anything more to cover on Star World. It's kind of a boring split, like I said. Star World 3 having RNG, easy to lose like 5 to 10 seconds. Usually it's 5. I think I talked about everything that you can mess up in the split. But basically, if you're done with Star World 4, there is no way you don't reach Special World. Like you will reach Special World pretty much if you pass Star World 4. Even Star Wars 4 is not very complex, but sometimes you can kill your runs to it, especially to the early part of the level, but I guess it's enough for the split. It's already like almost 40 minutes on a split that there is like literally nothing to do. So there we go. Thank you for watching this video, thank you for listening, and see you guys for the next video that's gonna be on Special World. Which is like hardest split of the game, of this category. Alright, goodbye gamers, and see you guys on the next video.